Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz and I'm going vegan while doing things a little extra each time. If you're new here, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so you're notified when new videos go up. I make new videos every week, unless I'm under the weather like now. But yeah, I would love to have you be part of the extra vegan family. So today, wait for it, we're making pulled pork nachos. Oh my god. These are game changer. They're perfect for game day. Now, I will be the first to admit I don't care about sports. But when it comes to the food accompanied with sports and game days, I'm all in. So these are just perfect. I mean, honestly, you could make any excuse to make these anytime for even upcoming holiday parties or whatever. It's perfect. Most notably is the cheese sauce. And I just got avocado on my hand. Is the cheese sauce, the nacho cheese sauce. And oh my god, you guys, this is so velvety. It's so luscious. I'm gonna show you how to make this. It's super simple, super quick. You don't need 10 potatoes, 12 carrots, a cup of cashews to soak overnight. Ain't got the time for that. I know that, you know that. So this is just as velvety and delicious and will fulfill all your cheddar cheesy needs, and you can drown your pulled pork nachos in it. So let's get into it. The meat of our pulled pork nachos is going to be these beautiful king oyster mushrooms. Now, these are like pretty hefty and generous in size. I got them at my local Asian market because they're way cheaper and you get more bang for your buck than you would at, say, like Whole Foods or your regular grocery store. So definitely check the Asian market first. But yeah, so these are perfect for getting that pork texture. And if you kind of want to see this in even greater detail, you can check out my previous video that I did on like a pulled pork quesadilla. I'll link that up in the cards. But you just take your fork and run it down the length of the mushrooms, and it creates these beautiful pulled pork shreds. So we're just going to do that with all of the mushrooms here, as well as the caps. They won't necessarily shred, but you can get them into these little, I like to call them burnt end chunks. So definitely still break them up. Don't waste anything. And then we're going to transfer them to a parchment lined baking sheet. With your pulled pork all lined up on your parchment sheet, then you can give them a good glug of olive oil. Then this is where you can really get creative. So in my previous video, if you go back and watch how I more closely shred the pork for the quesadillas, I use a shawarma seasoning. This is totally customizable, and I love when recipes are like that so that you don't have to follow them exactly to a T. At least that's how I prefer to cook, to just know that I have that creativity. But I'm gonna go for more like a traditional smoked pulled pork today. So I'm going to put a good pinch of salt, And then I'm going to douse them in a lot of garlic powder. And a good bit of smoked paprika, because then it's going to give me that smoky taste without needing to add liquid smoke. Although if you really want that smoked meat taste, go ahead and add extra liquid smoke. You could also, if you're going to put these for barbecue purposes, I wouldn't put barbecue sauce on now. It might get a little too burnt or caramelized in the oven. But you can certainly season them however you want, or even if you just wanted them to be totally plain with just like salt and pepper and then toss them in barbecue sauce, that would be the way to do it. This is more for like your chance for dry seasonings. So we'll now toss this and then put it into an oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. The timing may vary a little bit, so keep an eye on them. While our pork is cooking in the oven, we're going to start on our cheese sauce, because assembling the rest of the nacho ingredients is just a matter of, cutting up the toppings that you want. But we really want this cheese sauce to be awesome and prepped. So I'm going to put in a tablespoon of vegan butter and get that melted. And then we're going to start it as a basic roux. So once we add in the butter and let that melt, we're going to wait for it to fully melt and then add in some flour to thicken. And then immediately pour in our plant milk. I added about probably 2 tablespoons worth. Wasn't quite enough, so I'm gonna add some more because I want it to be like, yeah, kind of like get a clump like that. And then just let it go for like 30 seconds or so. Just whisk it, let it cook out that flour taste. And turn a little golden. And then we will pour in our plant milk. And the amount of plant milk you want to add is totally going to be dependent on how much sauce you want. So I'm going to start with about half a cup of Oatly. I think that's going to be too little once it thickens, so I'm going to just add some more. So maybe up to like 3/4 of a cup right now. And give that a whisk. And then as this heats, it will thicken. But right now we can season it. So definitely going to put in some salt. Some more garlic powder because I want this to just be a garlicky cheese sauce. I mean, honestly, guys, there's nothing. I cannot get enough garlic. Whisk that together. And we'll let that start to thicken a bit, and then we're going to add our cheese. At this point, once you can see it's starting to thicken and is simmering around the edges, I'm going to add half a bag of Violife cheddar shreds. Because I want this to be super cheesy. And you could obviously mix a bunch of cheeses. And of course, I always spill. You just want to whisk until this becomes fully incorporated. It takes a little bit longer than if you were doing a non-vegan cheese sauce, just because vegan cheese takes forever to melt, as you can see. So just be patient with it. Turn the heat down a little bit if it seems like it's just going to kind of scald. And yeah, then heat this up until it's your desired cheese sauce consistency. And of course, give it a quick taste to see if it's salty enough. If you want to add more cheese, you could make this like a buffalo cheese sauce if you added buffalo sauce, or a ranch cheese sauce if you added ranch seasoning. Again, possibilities are endless and delicious, so just explore. And at this stage, after just a few more minutes of whisking and altering salt level and taste, you can see this is like a nice thick cheese sauce. And again, if you wanted this even thicker, you could just add some more flour. And then you might just have to re-season or let it, continue cooking a little bit longer so that if it has that raw flour taste in it. But yeah, otherwise this is good to go. Now with our pork nice and hot and out of the oven, I'm going to start assembling my nacho platter. I've just got some chips down. I like some greens on mine, so I put down some lettuce as well. I'm going to add more on top, but then I'm also going to get like a base layer of this luscious nacho cheese. And yeah, guys, these are going to be the real deal. And this cheese sauce didn't take, 10 potatoes and 12 carrots and cashews and everything. So yeah, it's a keeper.